That's good. Yeah, we lost the first two against them earlier in the year. How big is it to just go out and get a win against Union in this venue this weekend?
It's really a journey, right? And we're not looking back. We will look back at the games and watch the video, but this is about this game this weekend, and the fact that it's a rivalry should bring out more emotion and more focus than usual. But it's just part of the journey, and this is what's next.
How important will it be to snap Union's hold on the trophy? You try to prevent them from
Again, Ken, it's not about snapping a hold. It's we want to play great for all the obvious reasons that are here. It's the next step. It's a rivalry. It is Union. It's in a great venue. And if the outcome is that we win, then we've answered your question.
How's your team responded this week after the tough weekend with Harvard and Dartmouth last week in practice weekend right for this game?
Yeah, for us, the important message was, since January 1, we played really consistent hockey. We took a step back last weekend against a good Harvard and a good Dartmouth team. So we got to know that a farmer doesn't dig up his seeds to see if they're growing. You just don't do that. So we're not throwing everything out. We're get back to the things that have worked for us, and with that comes a rivalry game and the exposure and the pressure and the good things that come from a game against Union in MVP Arena.
You talked about big games up there, like the ones you've seen over the weekend. Just how do you prepare guys who maybe have not played in this rivalry to play in this kind of an atmosphere?
Yeah, great question. I mean, we actually will talk about the Bills game. We'll talk about the Buckeyes game, and talk about it's still a game of mistakes, and it's still a game of can you be yourself more effectively than the other team can be themselves, right? It's not always us against them. It's us against us. And in those big games, let's just make sure we're being the best version of us that we can be, and know that good things are going to happen, mistakes are going to happen, and let's put more good things on top of each other.
Dave, you mentioned after the loss for Dartmouth, hoping to see maybe guys come out of the gates aggressive right from puck drop. Is that something you've had to kind of press throughout this week with the Union matchup coming up?
Well, we haven't been great at home, and that's where that question originated. And maybe we'll be better because we're not really at home right now. So we've been talking about finding our game, finding our mojo early, just playing to that full capacity right off the first puck drop, and it will continue to be a point of emphasis.
Dave, since the women have arrived in this game in 2018, neither school has won both cups in the same year. What would it take for RPI to sweep the cups?
Well, I think it's great, and that the women are playing, and I also enjoy coming down and watching them. I can't really comment on what it's going to take for Union or RPI women to win, but to win games, you've got to do good things. You have to do them repeatedly. You have to weather a storm. You've got to get saves. You got to get timely goals. You got to check. You got to compete. The teams that do that have a better chance to win the trophy, and if both teams are at the same school, that's how it works.
Another year in this rivalry, playing this game, just what does this game in Mayor's Cup mean to you?
It's really hard to put into words. Coming down to a really good hockey facility that has hockey history, that's in the anchor of the capital region, there's just a different feel about it. You add on top of that, it's bitter cold out, it's hockey weather, it's awesome hockey weather. You add Union, the rivalry. When you put all of those things together, it's important, it's special, and it feels, we do have it circled on the calendar as a special game every year, and it just grabs the attention of not only our team, but our athletic department, our school, our community, and the equal communities on the other side.
Is it good that where it's placed in the schedule? That way you get a little break from conference play. You basically wrap up the non-conference schedule, and you get ready for that stretch drive.
What I like most about it, Ken, is it's a one-game weekend, and you can put, it changes our weekly schedule just a little bit, but all of your energy, all of your focus, it's one game. And that's why I mentioned it's like a game 7 mentality. You don't get a second chance to even it up. You don't, if you win the first night, it's over. I mean, you won the weekend. So I think that's a really different mindset, and it's a good mindset for both teams.